Bet you weren't expecting a wrap up from yours truly. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie, and today I'm here to do a January and February wrap-up. Wrap-up videos are things that I typically don't really enjoy filming, editing, and producing, but I know as a viewer, I also like watching it from other people that I'm subscribed to. So I'm going to try to make this more of a routine thing. It's probably going to be every other month. So I'm going to be talking about all the books I read in the month of January in February. I'm doing this a little different. I was actually inspired by my friend Leah from Leah Beth Book Time, and she did a yes, no, maybe sort of situation. So I'm kind of taking inspiration from that. So if you haven't watched her video, I'll leave it down below. But this is a yes, no, maybe sort of wrap up. So collectively for January and February, I actually read 18 books. It looks like I read 9 for each month. So let's go ahead and just start with January. Alright, starting in January, I actually did a reread, which is 11/22/63 by Stephen King. 100% a yes. This is literally my favorite book of all time. I think everyone should try to read this one. This one has historical fiction, sci-fi, romance. It's got a little bit of everything, mystery, and it is so good. It is nothing like Stephen King's other work. I am like 1000% sure that he did not write this, but it is my favorite book of all time. I absolutely love and adore this book. It's 850 pages, so this was definitely a chunkster to kind of like start the year off. But yes, 100% recommend. Next is Night Watching by Tracy Sierra. I'm gonna say yes. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. It is very eerie and like dark and like definitely kind of like fast action pace. It's also got like an isolation type of trope, so yes, I 100% recommend this one. Next is Prom Mom by Laura Lippman, and I'm gonna say no. Gave this one 2 stars. I remember being very excited to read this one. I think this was my most anticipated that I got when I went to go visit Gwen in Virginia Beach, and sadly it was a big disappointment. It's way too slow, not my type of thriller, so no, it's a no for me. Next is Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I'm gonna say yes, but also maybe. I gave this one 4 stars. It is not my favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book, but it is definitely good. It's definitely got that Taylor Jenkins Reid writing style. I'm saying maybe only because I don't think if this is your first Taylor Jenkins Reid book, you should definitely read something else and then maybe come back to this one. So yeah, definitely don't read this one as your first. Next is Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. I'm gonna say maybe. This is a classic. I read this for the Night Owl Book Club. I gave this one 3 stars. I'm not a classic girly, but if you are, totally fine. I also feel like more of a yes, just because I don't read classics ever, but because I'm so familiar with the Peter Pan tale, I would kind of recommend this one, but I'm still sticking with a maybe. Next is The Lake of Lost Girls. This is by Catherine Green. This was my Tall Print Pals buddy read for the month of January, and I'm going to say yes. I gave this one 4 stars. Some notes to kind of take away. It's not like a huge 100% original story. Also, the hype around the audiobook, don't listen to the hype. It's a great book. Audiobook was great, but it's nothing to like write home about when it comes to the audio production, in my opinion. But yes, a great book, not 100% original, kind of dark, kind of not. I'd recommend. Next, this year I'm doing a year-long challenge of rereading Harry Potter series, and so I started off in January with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. 100% yes. I love the Harry Potter, like the whole world of Harry Potter, so this is 100% yes, 5 stars. This was a reread. The last time I tried to read this was probably back in like 2015, 2016, but like I didn't even finish the series at that time, so I'm counting this as like a childhood reread. So 100% 5 stars. Not my favorite out of the series from what I remember, but this is definitely a good, fun children's tale. Next, I have Falling by TJ Newman. I'm going to say yes. I gave this one 5 stars. So good. I passed this one up for so long, but so many friends recommended it to me, so I'm definitely saying yes, and you should. However, if you are planning on taking an airline trip, like, maybe hold off, because I definitely want to read the second book, Drowning, by this author. However, I do have a trip coming up next month I'm flying to, so I'm gonna like wait. But yes, I definitely recommend this one, and I do plan on picking up the second one at some point. And the last one for the month of January is Till Death Do Us Part by Lori Elizabeth Flynn. This one I'm going to say maybe. This one I rated 3 stars. It was a Sleep When I'm Dead book club pick. So I think the reason why I'm saying maybe is like the story is good overall. However, this is not my typical thriller. And I even said like maybe if I would have known what the story was beforehand, I would have picked something different for my personal online book club, Sleep When I'm Dead. But I do really enjoyed it. I loved the scenery. I think the mystery was good, but it's more of like a family drama. There's a lot of unanswered things. So maybe. Moving on to February, we have Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevins. I read this one not only for the Night Out Book Club, not only because it's Gwen, my bestie's favorite book of all time, but also I run my book club over at work, and this was our February book club pick, and I'm going to say yes, but also maybe. I gave this one 4 stars. I think it's a beautiful story. I think it's like, I definitely see the hype of why everyone, including Gwen, reads this book and rates it 5 stars. However, it's so different than what I normally read, but I don't regret reading it. I think it's a great story. It's definitely outside my comfort zone. So I'm gonna say yes, because I did enjoy it for something outside my comfort zone. But maybe, like if you read things very similar to me, maybe. If this is your type of work, yes. Next is The Crash by Frida McFadden. This was my February Paw Print Pals Patreon buddy read, and I'm going to say yes. I gave this one 4 stars. I do also want to mention trigger warnings. This was kind of like dark in a different way for Frida McFadden, and yeah, so definitely check your trigger warnings. I think it tells you in the beginning, or gives you like a website that you can go to check it out. This is not her best work. I purely liked this for the fun time I had. I definitely feel like Frida has done better. I would recommend one of her other books over this one, but it's definitely not her worst. It was a fun time. It's a little ridiculous and over the top, but I still enjoyed it. Next, we're going to talk about the books that I read for the X's and O's readathon. The first one is the buddy read, which is The No-Show by Beth O'Leary. I am going to say no, but also maybe. I gave this one 3 stars. It is not what I pictured the story to be, and honestly, looking back, I probably would not have chosen this for my romance Valentine's Day readathon. The whole time I was like reading the story, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. I wish I could DNF it. But then you get to the end and you're like, okay, this makes sense. I kind of get why it was done this way. So maybe. I do feel like the ending was worth it, but also no. Next is Primetime Romance by Kate Robb. 5 stars, 100% yes. I loved this book so much, and I just cannot recommend it enough. This one, I'm not a cozy type of person, but this is my type of cozy. It was so cute, wholesome. I love the romance. I love the small town vibes. Yes, 100%. It's definitely going to be on my top favorites of the year. Next is The Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez. Are we at all surprised that this is 1000% yes? Absolutely loved it. It's 5 stars. It is a short story, so I think like I remember reading this in one night because my power went out and I wasn't able to make it to the X's and O's live show, so I had nothing else to do but to read my Kindle and read this one physically with my eyeballs, and I just absolutely love it. It is like that classic Abby Jimenez story. It is 100% perfection. If you have not read this one, please please read this one. It is so good. I want this in a physical form, so you best believe when it does, I will be purchasing it, because right now it's only an ebook and audio, so I will be getting a physical copy if and when this ever sees the light of day. All right, this next one is a little bit confusing for me. It is Cross My Heart by Megan Collins. I read this book, and the whole like first 50-60% of this book, I was like, this is giving me 5-star feelings. I absolutely love this. This is gonna be my favorite book of the year. But that ending though, it gave me the same sense of when I read Goodnight or Goodbye or Goodnight Beautiful by Amy Malloy. I was getting that same 5-star feeling from the very first of the book, but the second half just did not deliver. So I want to give it, I would love for someone else to read this one and chat with me about it, because this was such a huge letdown. So maybe I need to talk about this with someone, but for right now it's a maybe. Next is Tell Me What You Did by Carter Wilson. This is the February Sleep When I'm Dead book club pick, and I'm gonna say yes, even though I gave it 3 stars. The reason why I say yes, I feel like this is a good beginner book to like thrillers. It's nothing like super crazy, like mind-blowing, but it was a fun time, and it does have kind of cool things in it. Like there are QR codes, which I thought would be kind of cool, but they were kind of a letdown, so I don't highly recommend like even reading them. Yeah, 3 stars. So I just feel like I'm too seasoned of a thriller reader to say this was amazing, but for someone who doesn't really read thrillers, I think you might like it. It wasn't too dark. I feel like it was getting a little dark, but to me it wasn't too dark, but it may be dark for some other people. So yeah, I would definitely say yes if you're looking for something a little beginner friendly. Next is The Match by Sarah Adams. I read this one because I was the co-host for the Comfy Cozy Book Club hosted by Hannah over at the Teachers TBR. It was me, her, and Gwen, and this was the book that we read. Yes, 5 stars. I absolutely loved this. I don't know what is in it, because I just loved this so much, and I actually got the sequel, The Enemy. Thank you to Jules. Thank you so much. We read this for the Comfy Cozy Book Club, and I don't know what was sprinkled in this, but I just ate this up. I absolutely loved it. And here's a question of the day for y'all to leave in the comments. I need single dad tropes. Leave those in the comments, because I just loved the single dad in this one. So if you have other ones that you would like to recommend me, leave those down below, or for anyone else who is looking for that. But yes, highly recommend. This is my favorite Sarah Adams book. I gave this one 5 stars. And lastly, we have Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This one 5 stars, highly recommend. I mean, basically going forward, all the Harry Potter books are going to be, I mean, I have not ever read books 6 and 7, so those could be different, but going forward you're probably going to get 5 stars from all the Harry Potters. This one I feel like is my favorite on like the more kid side of Harry Potter. This is actually one of my favorite movies that they made out of all 7 of them, or actually 8. I just love this one. I feel like it's so fun. It's a great introduction to the whole like dark side of Harry Potter. I love this one so much. So yeah, 5 stars. Alright guys, that is my January and February wrap up. I'm so happy to, you know, I feel like this was fun. I definitely feel like this setup was fun. It wasn't too complicated. So if you guys want to see more wrap ups from me, let me know down in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you've made it this far, let's see, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. So leave a 4-leaf clover down in the comments. But as always, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out on another video from me, and hit the thumbs up, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye!
Hello, Ramona. I can't shake this